à Dieu.
On American
Il nous
streets,
faut
it's the
selon son
PG.
volonté,
Preach the
humaine,
love on
humaine,
American
qui désire
streets.
renouveler
It's the
l'humanité en appelant à
Preach
une
the
communion
love
de
on
vie
American
par force de la
streets.
foi. Alors que le Christ nous demande de renouveler complètement notre existence, il nous donne aussi la force de le faire. Saint Augustin en témoigne, lui qui prie ainsi: donne au Seigneur ce que tu commandes et commande ce que tu veux. Alors, lorsque nous nous demandons comment un avenir de justice et de paix, de concorde et du salut est possible, nous posons à Dieu la même question que Nicodème. Notre histoire peut-elle vraiment changer? Nous sommes tellement encombrés de problèmes, d'embûches et de tribulations. Notre vie peut-elle vraiment recommencer complètement? Oui, cette affirmation du Seigneur, pleine d'amour, remplit nos cœurs d'espérance. Peu importe à quel point nous sommes accablés par la douleur ou le péché, le crucifié porte tous ses fardeaux avec nous et pour nous. Peu importe à quel point nous sommes découragés par nos faiblesses, c'est précisément là que se manifeste la force de Dieu qui a ressuscité le Christ d'entre les morts pour donner la vie au monde. Chacun de nous peut faire l'expérience de la liberté, de la vie nouvelle qui vient de la foi dans le Rédempteur. Une fois encore, Saint Augustin nous en donne l'exemple. Il faut voir d'abord sa conversion avant de le considérer pour sa sagesse. Dans cette renaissance, providentiellement accompagnée par les larmes de sa mère, Sainte Monique, il est devenu lui-même en s'écriant: « Je ne serais pas mon Dieu, je ne serais pas du tout si tu n'étais pas en moi. Au mieux, je ne serais pas si je n'étais en toi. » Oui, assurément, les chrétiens naissent d'un eau, régénérés par Dieu en tant que frères et sœurs de Jésus. Et l'Église, qui les nourrit par les sacrements, est une scène maternelle accueillante pour tous les peuples de la terre. Comme nous venons de l'entendre, les actes des apôtres en témoignent en décrivant les styles qui caractérisaient l'humanité renouvelée par l'Esprit Saint. Aujourd'hui encore, nous devons accueillir et mettre en œuvre cette règle apostolique et la méditant comme un critère authentique de réforme ecclésiale. Une réforme qui, pour être vraie, commence par le cœur et qui, pour devenir efficace, concerne chacun. En premier lieu, en effet, la multitude de ceux qui avaient embrassé la foi n'avaient qu'un seul cœur et une seule âme. Cette unité spirituelle est une concordia, un mot exprimant bien la communion des cœurs qui battent à l'unisson parce qu'ils sont unis à celui de Christ. L'Église naissante ne repose pas sur un contrat social, mais sur une harmonie dans la foi, dans les sentiments, dans les idées, dans les choix de vie. Harmonie qui a pour centre l'amour de Dieu fait homme pour sauver tous les peuples de la terre. En second lieu, nous admirons l'effet concret de cette unité spirituelle des croyants. Tout était commun entre eux. Tout le monde a tout, en participant au bien de chacun comme les membres d'un seul corps. Personne n'est privé de quoi que ce soit, puisque chacun partage ce qui lui appartient. En transformant la possession en don, Ce dévouement fraternel n'est utopique que pour les cœurs qui rivalisent entre eux et pour les âmes avides en faveur d'elles-mêmes. Au contraire, la foi en l'unique Dieu, Seigneur du ciel et de la terre, unit les hommes selon une justice parfaite qui invite chacun à la charité, c'est-à-dire à aimer chaque créature de l'amour que Dieu nous offre dans le Christ. C'est pourquoi, en particulier face à la misère et à l'oppression, les chrétiens ont pour règle fondamentale la charité, faisant à qui s'y trouve à côté de nous ce que nous voudrions que l'on nous fasse. Animée par cette loi, inscrite par Dieu dans les cœurs, l'Église est toujours naissante, parce que là où règne le désespoir, elle enflamme l'espérance. Là où règne la misère, elle introduit la dignité. Là où il y a conflit, elle apporte la réconciliation. En troisième lieu, le texte des Actes nous révèle le fondement de cette vie nouvelle qui concerne tous les peuples, quelle que soit leur langue et leur culture. Les apôtres rendaient avec beaucoup de force témoignage de la résurrection du Seigneur Jésus, et tous jouissaient d'une grande faveur. La charité qui les anime avant d'être un engagement moral et un signe du salut. Les apôtres proclament que notre vie peut changer parce que le Christ est ressuscité d'entre les morts. La première tâche des pasteurs, ministres de l'Évangile, est donc de rendre témoignage à Dieu d'un seul cœur, d'une seule âme devant le monde, sans que les préoccupations ne nous corrompent par la peur, ni que les mots ne nous affaiblissent par les compromis. Avec vous, frères dans l'épiscopat, et avec vous, prêtres, renouvelons sans cesse cette mission pour le bien de ceux qui nous sont confiés, afin que l'Église tout entière soit dans son service un message de vie nouvelle pour ceux que nous rencontrons. Sur cette terre, ces chrétiens d'Algérie restaient un signe humble et fidèle de l'amour du Christ, témoigner de l'Évangile par des gestes simples, des relations authentiques et un dialogue vécu au jour le jour. Vous donnerez ainsi sauveur et lumière là où vous vivez. Votre présence dans le pays fait penser à l'encens, un grain incandescent qui diffuse son parfum parce qu'il rend gloire au Seigneur et apporte joie et réconfort à beaucoup de frères et sœurs. C'est un petit élément précieux qui n'est pas au centre de l'attention, mais qui invite à tourner nos cœurs vers Dieu, en nous encourageant mutuellement à persévérer dans les difficultés du temps présent. La louange, la bénédiction, la supplication s'élèvent de l'incensoir de notre cœur en répandant la suave odeur de la miséricorde, de l'aumône et du pardon. Votre histoire est faite d'accueil généreux et de persévérance dans l'épreuve. C'est ici que les martyrs ont prié, c'est ici que saint Augustine a aimé son troupeau en cherchant la vérité avec passion et observant le Christ avec une foi ardente. Soyez les héritiers de cette tradition en témoignant dans la charité fraternelle, de la liberté de ceux qui naissent dans nous comme une espérance du salut pour le monde. Frères et sœurs, animés par l'Esprit qui a poussé Saint Augustin à rechercher, à reconnaître la vraie sagesse, adressons notre prière au Seigneur.
Pour l'Église répandue sur toute la terre, qu'elle soit dans le monde le signe de la présence du royaume et à travers le témoignage de tous les baptisés, la lumière qui éclaire et le sel qui donne du goût. Prions.
For Pope Leo, may he be among us an untiring proclaimer of the Lord's love, and sustained by the assistance of his many brothers in the priestly mystery, a voice that urges peace, communion, and solidarity. Let us pray.
من أجل الشعب الساكن في هذه الأراضي ليثبت الله الإيمان والرجاء في جميعهم، ولتترسخ الأخوة والصداقة بين جميع الناس بالحوار بين المؤمنين من مختلف الجماعات الدينية. إلى الرب نطلب.
يتلويث ذو مغال أكن ذي توزو يدلس نتيري ذي لمضيق إذ يطراد ذي منغان أغني مكان إيوث يساغ يساولان وين يلهان أكن السالين يوث نتمتي أني ذا لعذل تسجمات أدفلالين جري مذنان أنسوف يسوان أنظلث المندوياجي.
Pelos migrantes e pelas pessoas mais frágeis e necessitadas, para que sejam ajudadas por corações atentos e compassivos, e que por meio de uma caridade cada vez mais ativa, cada um se sinta compreendido, acolhido e amparado nas suas necessidades. Oremos.
notre assemblée eucharistique, qu'elle soit, comme saint Augustin, illuminée par la grâce et, en communiant au divin mystère, qu'elle devienne une dans le Christ. Prions.
Dieu qui a attendu avec amour la conversion de Saint Augustin, afin qu'il devienne un témoin passionné du Christ et illumine ton Église d'une sagesse admirable. Exauce notre prière commune et donne à nous aussi, renouvelés intérieurement par ton amour, de confesser avec joie tes merveilles. Par le Christ notre Seigneur. Priez, frères et sœurs, que mon sacrifice, qui est aussi le vôtre, soit agréable à Dieu le Père Tout-Puissant.
À sa louange et à la gloire de son nom, pour notre bien et celui de toute l'Église.
En célébrant le mémorial de notre salut, nous en appelons à ta bonté, Seigneur, que ce sacrement offert avec amour devienne pour nous le signe de l'unité et le lien de la charité, par le Christ notre Seigneur.
Amen.
Le Seigneur soit avec vous. Élevons notre cœur. Rendons grâce au Seigneur notre Dieu. Vraiment, il est juste bon pour ta gloire et notre salut de t'offrir notre action de grâce, toujours et en tout lieu, Seigneur Père très saint, Dieu éternel et tout-puissant. Dans ta miséricorde infinie, tu as appelé Saint Augustin des ténèbres, de l'erreur et du péché à ton admirable lumière. Tu as fait de lui, sur la terre d'Afrique, le modèle des pasteurs et le témoin de la foi catholique, le docteur de la charité, de l'unité et de la paix. Dans notre soif de vérité et d'amour, nous trouvons en lui un guide et un agent pour monter vers ta lumière. C'est pourquoi, avec les anges et tous les saints qui exultent dans la contemplation de ta gloire, nous tournons nos cœurs vers toi, notre bien suprême, notre joie, notre paix éternelle. Et sans fin, nous te chantons.
Amen.
Tu es vraiment saint, Dieu de l'univers, et il est juste que toute la création proclame ta louange, car c'est toi qui donnes la vie, c'est toi qui sanctifies toutes choses par ton Fils Jésus-Christ notre Seigneur, avec la puissance de l'Esprit Saint. Et tu ne cesses de rassembler ton peuple, afin que de le ventre couchant du soleil, une offrande pure soit présentée à ton nom. C'est pourquoi nous te supplions, Seigneur, de consacrer toi-même les offrandes que nous apportons. Sanctifie-les par ton esprit pour qu'elles deviennent le corps et le sang de ton Fils, Jésus-Christ, notre Seigneur, qui nous a dit de célébrer ce mystère. La nuit même où il fut livré, il prit le pain. En te rendant grâce, il dit la bénédiction. Il rompit le pain et le donne à ses disciples en disant, « Prenez et mangez-en tous. Ceci est mon corps livré pour vous. » De même, après le repas, il prit la coupe. En te rendant grâce, il dit la bénédiction et donne la coupe à ses disciples en disant, « Prenez et buvez-en tous, car ceci est la coupe de mon sang, le sang de l'alliance nouvelle et éternelle, qui sera versé pour vous et pour la multitude en rémission des péchés. Vous ferez cela en mémoire de moi. » Il est grand le mystère de la foi.
Nous annonçons ta mort, Seigneur Jésus. Nous proclamons ta résurrection. Nous attendons ta venue dans la gloire.
En faisant ainsi mémoire de ton Fils, de sa passion qui nous sauve, de sa glorieuse résurrection et de son ascension dans le ciel, alors que nous attendons son dernier avènement, nous t'offrons, Seigneur, une action de grâce, ce sacrifice vivant et saint. Regarde, nous t'en prions, l'oblation de ton Église, et daigne reconnaître ton Fils, qui selon ta volonté s'est offert ton sacrifice pour nous réconcilier avec toi. Quand nous serons nourris de son corps et de son sang, et remplis de l'Esprit Saint, accorde-nous d'être un seul corps et un seul esprit dans le Christ.
Que l'Esprit Saint fasse de nous une éternelle gloire, pour que nous obtenions un jour les biens du monde à venir, avec tes élus. En premier lieu, la bienheureuse Vierge Marie, Mère de Dieu, avec Saint Joseph, son époux, les bienheureux apôtres, les bienheureux martyrs d'Algérie et tous les glorieux martyrs, Saint Augustin, Sainte Monique et tous les saints qui ne cessent d'intercéder auprès de toi et nous assurent de ton secours.
Et maintenant, nous te supplions, Seigneur, par le sacrifice qui nous réconcilie avec toi, étends au monde entier le salut et la paix. Affermis ton Église en pèlerinage sur la terre, dans la foi et la charité, en union avec ton serviteur, notre pape Léon, ici présent, avec mon frère Michel, évêque de cette Église de Constantine, et moi-même, ton humble serviteur, l'ensemble des évêques, les prêtres, les diacres, et tout le peuple que tu as racheté. Écoute en ta bonté les prières de ta famille que tu as voulu rassembler devant toi, Dans ta miséricorde, ramène à toi, Père très aimant, tous tes enfants dispersés. Pour nos frères et sœurs défunts, pour tous ceux qui ont quitté ce monde et trouvent grâce devant toi, nous te prions. En ta bienveillance, accueille-les dans ton royaume, où nous espérons être comblés de ta gloire, tous ensemble et pour l'éternité, par le Christ notre Seigneur, par qui tu donnes au monde toute grâce et tout bien.
Par lui, avec lui et en lui, à toi, Dieu le Père Tout-Puissant, dans l'unité du Saint-Esprit, tout honneur et toute gloire pour les siècles des siècles. Comme nous l'avons appris du Sauveur, et selon son commandement, nous osons dire: Délivre-nous de tout mal, Seigneur, et donne la paix à notre temps. Soutenus par ta miséricorde, nous serons libérés de tout péché, à l'abri de toute épreuve. Nous qui attendons que se réalise cette bienheureuse espérance, l'avènement de Jésus-Christ, notre Sauveur. Les siècles des siècles. Seigneur Jésus-Christ, tu as dit à tes apôtres: je vous laisse la paix, je vous donne ma paix. Ne regarde pas nos péchés, mais la foi de ton Église, pour que ta volonté s'accomplisse. Donne-lui toujours cette paix et conduis-la vers l'unité parfaite. Toi qui vis et règnes pour les siècles des siècles. Que la paix du Seigneur soit toujours avec vous. Voici l'agneau de Dieu. Voici celui qui enlève les péchés du monde. Heureux les invités au repas des noces d'agneau. Seigneur, je ne suis pas digne de te recevoir, mais dis seulement la parole et je serai guéri. Prions le Seigneur. Nourris de pain d'effort en ce jour où nous fêtons Saint Augustin, Seigneur, nous te prions que la participation à la table du Christ nous sanctifie, afin que, membres de son corps, nous devenions ce que nous avons reçu par le Christ notre Seigneur.
يا قداسة البابا كي وليت الحبر الأعظم قلت شيء يعني كان زلزلة في كل الجزائر وخاصة في الشرق. قلت أنا ابن القديس أغسطينوس، وكل الناس فكروا ممكن جده زاد في سوق أحراس ولا في المنطقة، وفهموا أن القديس أغسطينوس كان واحد مثل في طريقك كمؤمن. ومن هذا اليوم كان واضح أنك ستجي لهنا في دارك في بلدك. ولقيت هنا يعني إخوة وأخوات مسيحيون ومسلمون ليحبوا القديس أغسطينوس ومسرور يستقبلك كصاحب في الطريق الإيمان والحياة، لأنهم يعرفون أنك أنت قائد الكنيسة الكاثوليكية وفي نفس الوقت تهتم بكل الناس وخاصة البسطاء والفقراء. Saint-Père, depuis que vous avez dit « Je suis fils d'Augustin », au jour de votre élection, toute l'Algérie a frémi de joie et a été pleine de joie de vous accueillir dans la ville et le pays des fils et filles d'Augustin. Voilà. Alors, votre passage dans notre pays et dans ce lieu, source de vos racines augustiniennes, aura été bien rapide, mais il nous aura stimulés. Il aura encouragé notre communauté chrétienne dans sa foi. Il l'aura aussi enraciné dans sa confiance, dans la bienveillance et la fraternité du peuple algérien. Nous n'aurions pas pu vous accueillir sans le soutien et la participation active des autorités et l'hospitalité joyeuse de nos frères et sœurs algériens tous. Mais votre passage aura aussi souligné la pertinence de la figure d'Augustin pour éclairer la pensée des hommes d'aujourd'hui. Et nous voulons continuer à nous inspirer de lui, scruter ensemble sa vie, sa pensée, comme nous le faisons déjà chaque année dans nos journées augustiniennes. Voilà, nous voulons vous remercier avec ce tableau réalisé par une artiste algérienne qui représente bien sûr Saint-Augustin. Et avec cette céramique, qui veulent marquer le souvenir de votre venue, comment vous nous avez rassemblés, chrétiens de toute confession et musulmans. La couleur verte, vous le savez, de la carte dit l'Algérie, le pays, son accueil. La couleur rouge reprend le dessin d'une fresque antique que vous auriez pu voir sur le site archéologique qui dessine le chrisme, les deux premières lettres du nom du Christ en grec, et puis ces deux colombes buvant à une coupe dont le contenu n'appartient à personne, mais auquel nous appartenons tous, parce que de lui nous venons et vers lui nous allons. Alors, Père, bonne suite de votre visite sur le continent africain, chez nos frères et sœurs du Cameroun, d'Angola et de Guinée équatoriale. Nos prières vous accompagnent. Merci à vous.
Je vous remercie, Excellence, pour les sentiments que vous avez exprimés au nom de toute la communauté. Et merci à chacun pour l'accueil qui m'a été réservé ces jours-ci. J'adresse des remerciements particuliers aux autorités civiles pour la prévenante hospitalité dont j'ai bénéficié et pour l'attention avec laquelle ils ont veillé à la réussite de ma visite en Algérie. Ce voyage est pour moi un don particulier de la providence de Dieu, un don que le Seigneur a voulu faire à toute l'Église par l'intermédiaire d'un pape augustinien. Et il me semble pouvoir le résumer ainsi. Dieu est amour. Il est le Père de tous les hommes et de toutes les femmes. Tournons-nous vers lui avec humilité, reconnaissant que la situation actuelle du monde comme une spirale négative provient au fond de notre orgueil. Nous avons besoin de lui, de sa miséricorde. Seulement en lui, le cœur humain trouve la paix. Et seulement avec lui, nous pourrons tous ensemble, en nous reconnaissant frères, marcher sur les voies de la justice, du développement intégral et de la communion. Merci. Merci beaucoup à tous. Le Seigneur soit avec vous. Inclinez-vous pour la bénédiction. Dieu a illuminé l'intelligence d'Augustin des pures clartés de la foi. Qu'il vous remplisse de sa lumière. Amen. Il lui a inspiré une espérance totale dans la grandeur infinie de sa miséricorde, qu'il mette en vous une confiance que rien ne puisse ébranler. Il a allumé dans son cœur la vive flamme de son amour, qu'il vous embrasse du même feu. Et vous tous ici présents, que Dieu Tout-Puissant vous bénisse, le Père, et le Fils et le Saint-Esprit.
Allez dans la paix du Christ. Alléluia. Alléluia. Nous rendons grâce à Dieu. Alléluia.
What's going on, guys? All right, enough of the Pope. It's like it's over anyway. No, every time. I got anyway. I'm gonna be silent. Be silent. Sometimes it's more wiser just to be silent, right? Sometimes. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back. Interesting. I will say this though. I will definitely say the cathedrals and their buildings are very elaborate, very beautiful. I will say that. But other than that, I don't know. I'll just say it's not for me. It's not for me. Not for me. So, um, so today, you guys, Lebanon and Israel are supposed to be meeting in I don't know if the White House, but in DC about the peace talks with Iran and Israel. Why Lebanon though? I guess that's a different thing, huh? The Lebanon. Anyway, they're supposed to be meeting the first time in like how long has it been since they've actually face to face directly have met since 1993. So since 1993, what? That's almost 30 years ago. Oh my goodness gracious, isn't it? It is. Since 1993. That is 30 years ago. More. Like 33, isn't it? Wow. So 33 years ago was the last time Israel and Lebanon had direct talks face to face. So we're going to see something historic today. Hopefully they show it. I'm waiting to see if I can find it, if it's going to be on any live stream so we can stream it right here. So we can bring that to you. Wow. Israel and Lebanon, first time in 33 years. Some of y'all weren't even born or just children. Some. I didn't say everybody. Yeah, see, look at like what I just say. What I just say. I just said it. And look what Living Word just said. 33. I mean, I'm a 93 baby. Look at that. Goodness gracious. I mean, I wasn't into the politics. I was in high school. Back then it was called social studies. We'd learn about things, but we weren't really too involved in watching stuff. Man, 93. I was a junior. Ooh. Mm, mm, mm. Living my best life now. Glory days. If I could turn back time. I'm just playing. Sorry. Just joking. My youngest is 33. Yeah. 33-year-old teepers don't have any good discussions also. Yeah, I know. I know. Speaking of, where'd it go? Speaking of that, I made a anyway. There's a person that holds spaces. Now, some of you guys who watch X, who watch a lot of the local current live streamers, there's a person that's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? A person that many people admire, look up to, who is known, um, who is known And this person who is known gets a lot of attention from conservatives for whatever reason. I have no clue. Gets a lot of gets a lot of attention from conservatives. And it seems like a lot of the conservatives have a love-hate relationship with this person, which I don't understand because I personally don't think that they're really relevant. But this person gets a lot of attention. And it doesn't matter what the person says about conservatives, MAGA, Christians, Republicans. Like if you don't agree with this person, like they just don't like you. I mean, there's actually like a real hate, and then they'll two-face and say, well, they don't have hate, but then they go on the street, which it's weird that they're on the street at the age that they're at. Kind of weird too. I've even asked my mom at times. I've asked my own mom, believe this or not. I've asked my mom if she wanted to kind of go and see, right? Because a lot of people, like I said, they watch stuff on the news, right? And it's different on the news or on a live stream than it is in person because you don't get to see, when you're there, you only get to see like this 16:9 ratio, even like right now, right? You don't get to see my whole room. You don't get to see the whole brick wall and all the weights all around my room. And so I've asked my mom to go, and my mom was like, no, I'm not going down there. What does that look like me going down there? I'm like, yeah, she's like, I think 74. So when this other person goes out there, who's my mom's age, I'm like, what do you do? And then some of the people out there at in Portland, at least, some of them are 19. So that's 3 times as young as this person. Anyway, I was trying to tell people, like, just stop giving her attention. Like, for what? Because when she's she'll do these things called spaces on X. And if you're not on X is like turning into a new Facebook, where X used to be just about news and like what's happening in real time, like fast pacing news, like on the fly. It's now it's taking a shift where it seems like it's becoming a new Facebook. And if you know what I mean, like people would go on Facebook and just argue. And you guys remember, you'd follow the thread, right? There'd be a comment within there'd be a comment, and within that comment, there'd be a whole nother thread. It seems like that's what X is turning into, in my opinion. And so I'm trying to tell people, like, I'm trying to ask, like, what's the draw? What's the turn on? This person doesn't like you. This person claims that people do smear campaigns on them, but then they actually also do smear campaigns on other people. Imagine that. But why do you keep giving this person attention? One, helping the algorithms. One, helping the person stay relevant when they're really not. And so someone just actually sent me a beautiful piece. A very beautiful piece. I haven't read it yet. I think we should. Let's see. This story originally appeared in the Idaho Press. She sits on a street corner outside the state capitol grounds every Wednesday and Saturday. Well, that sounds a lot more peaceful than perhaps what's happening now. From 4 to 7 p.m., wearing a T-shirt bearing the phrase "bleach blonde, bad built, butch body." All right. I like the 5 B's, 6 B's. All right. And now notorious tongue twister uttered by Rep. Jasmine Crockett to Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene in a May congressional hearing. Pam Hemphill, 71 years old. So right, she's 73 now. films herself dancing. Where's that video at? To songs like Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Put a little love in your heart. But yet she does not put love in her heart. Oh, sorry, that's not what it says. While waving a Harris Wall sign, often posing for selfies with supportive passerbyers. Next week, CNN is flying me to New York. Uh-oh. CNN's big money. Who's paying you? Who is really paying you? She posted on Facebook August 30th, in between more dancing videos and celebrations of milestones like her 45th year of sobriety and the adoption of a new dog. She's appeared several times on Abby Phillips' show on the network, as well as News Nation and a plethora of outlets from across the globe, all wanting to get a piece of the ex-MAGA granny. Like the name implies, Hemphill was once a supporter of former President Donald Trump. But she wasn't merely that. She wasn't merely just a supporter of Donald Trump. One of 7 Idahoans to be charged in relation to the J6 2021 attack on the United States Capitol, Hemphill, who was freshly back in Boise after a year in South Carolina, served 60 days in federal prison on a misdemeanor count of pardoning, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building. It was a Christmas present from my family to go, meaning to the Capitol. It might be his last rally. How would you like to go see Trump? Hemphill paraphrased the offer from her brother. And I thought that would be fun to me, like going to Disneyland. DC is fun. DC is fun. From Bundy to J6, a glowing profile in USA Today titled, "She once stormed the Capitol for Trump. Now she'll be supporting Kamala Harris in November," depicts Hemphill as a impressionable crowd pleaser who became enamored with Trump at her conservative family's urging, but was pulled out of his cult with critical thinking and research. Hey, you know what? I love the critical thinking. And you guys know where I'm at with Trump, but I like the critical thinking. I'm down with that. Critical think all day long, but don't start to hate people because you're critical thinking. You don't need to fight people or help incite things, because just as much as one side is a cult, the other side is just as much as a cult. Just being honest. And until you can come to a middle ground of this, of things, and I'm not saying that being a Democrat or being a Republican is a cult, because people have always been Republican and Democrat, but over the past 10 years, it became like cult type stuff, like so hardcore loyalists, like, don't you dare say nothing about Donald Trump, and vice versa. So be a free thinker. Amen. That's probably like the best thing if she actually said that part. But again, it's hard to trust. Even if she did say that part then, it probably switched and, oh, did I really say that? No, I didn't say that. No, I'm critical thinking. That's a cult. Just saying. It's a possibility. It happens. The article does not mention the time she picketed elected officials' houses over mask mandates. It does not allude to her past affiliations with the far-right Idaho Liberty Dogs or with militia leader Ammon Bundy, the one-time Emmett resident who gained national attention a decade ago for armed standoffs against the federal government in Nevada and Oregon. When Bundy announced the information of his anti-government People's Rights Network amid COVID-19 restrictions in 2020, Hemphill was among the few dozen attendees who packed into a warehouse to hear him speak. A copy of her self-published book, "We Stand, We Rise, We Resist." Now she's just with the "We Resist" part, resting on a table in front of him. For a few years, she was sort of the unofficial videographer. So that's why she goes around downtown up in everybody's faces. She's a videographer, you guys. I did not know that. Learn something every day. Of the far right in Idaho, she'd show up and she'd just be filming the whole time. That's what she does. Going and asking people questions, sometimes a friendly interview and sometimes a pretty hostile one. I think she's just hostile now. She just like stands back and records and then laughs. And I mean, she does honest reporting. Everybody else, everybody else, every other videographer, every other YouTuber, every other grifter, every other live streamer, they lie, but she's telling the truth. Just for the record. A podcast, said Heath Drusen, a podcaster and reporter who covered the 2020 meeting for Boise State Public Radio. I think that's why a lot of people were aware of her, because she was always out there filming and pretending to be a journalist. Interesting. The label citizens journalist is one that Hemphill has frequently claimed over the years in her videos at various protests and in the Capitol on January 6th. Today, she disavows it. Somebody said that people like you are called citizen journalists. I'm not a journalist. I don't want to be a journalist. I'm not educated enough to be a journalist, she said. Channel 7 wouldn't come and cover certain events that far right were doing, so I became the news, and that's how I was able to build a following of thousands of people, because there's nobody else videotaping what was happening. So this is her, I guess this is her telling her backstory, right? Yeah. She's telling her backstory here. In 2020, Hemphill recorded herself falsely telling a sushi restaurant employee that she had a card exempting her from mask mandates under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Not long after, her presence became a fixture at Black Lives Matter protest. Every time we had an event, Hemphill would show up and she would notify her quote unquote people, white supremacists, that were in her Facebook feed, said Terry Wilson, a Black Lives Matter organizer and activist in Boise. She was the communicator. She was the one who would let them know where we were, when we were. Once Pam would show up, everybody would show up. Wow. I mean, that's no different than now. What the what? Then there was the storming of Idaho's Capitol in August of that year, when Bundy, Hemphill, and other protesters crashed the House gallery in defiance of COVID social distancing measures. A glass door was shattered in the melee. Hemphill, who was banned from the grounds after the incident, can be heard referencing it in her video and audio footage from Washington, D.C. Let's do this. Let's go to the Capitol. We did it in Boise, she said. We broke the glass door. Watch the video. I'm with People's Rights, Ammon Bundy. She's dropping her credentials. J6 and aftermath. It's not going to be a fun Trump rally that is planned for January 6th. It's a war. Well, that's something I never said. Hemphill wrote on Facebook on December 28, 2020. In another post, she posed with what appears to be a firearm and announced that she was on my way to Washington, D.C. January 6th. Yet she first became hesitant about the matter, she claims, the night before, when an online acquaintance at her hotel mentioned having bear spray. Uh-oh. But she's fine to be around bear spray right now in downtown Portland. Interesting. Where did that go? Bear spray. There we go. That should have been a red flag. What are people doing talking about bringing bear spray? She said, part of me thought maybe Black Lives Matter, they might run into them or something. Later, prosecutors would place her at the front line. Later prosecutors would place her at the front line of the crowd of rioters who breached barriers on the Capitol's east side. Thanks in part to her extensive filmography, she slipped across said barriers several times, urging others to do the same. Okay. A journalist has credentials and has a pass, like real passes. I have real journalist passes. I have real journalist ID stuff. You don't cross a line and urge other regular citizens to do such things. Two different things. So to say filmography and to call yourself a journalist without the credentials, you're not a journalist. All the while claiming fear of injury to police officers, as she recently undergone surgery for breast cancer. Now she thanks law enforcement for saving her life at the Capitol. Then she disregarded their instructions to leave and made her way inside the Capitol, still egging on other rioters and recording. At one point in the subsequent months, Hemphill's Facebook profile was temporarily changed to a memorial setting. She claims without proof that she was hacked by Black Lives Matter, but that she doesn't blame them for it now. I said in my post too that there's some maybe mental illness going on, possibly. I don't know, but I believe it might have been a possibility of what she was doing, maybe pretending to be dead so that the feds wouldn't prosecute her, said Michelle Vincent, the committee chair of the Elmore County Democrats. Hemphill was arrested August 1st, 2021. She was represented by a public defender and ultimately pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 60 days in prison at the since-shuttered FCI Dublin in California, where she surrendered herself in July 2022. This was not to be followed by 3 years probation and a $500 tuition fee. Wow. Meanwhile, Give Send Go fundraisers created by Hemphill and her daughter accumulated more than $13,000 in donations. Extremism research Noel Cook, who observed J6 as a ethnographer, what? Okay, I don't know what that one is, said that this was a turning point for when Hemphill began to lose the trust of her one-time community. She immediately took to Twitter, which she still does take to Twitter, after her release and continued fundraising. Wait, hold on. I thought she don't like grifters, supposedly. Someone's sock account asked her, what's the point of fundraising? You've done your jail time. You had public defenders. What are you raising money for? Her response was, I'm a citizen journalist. Cook said, it was to continue the lifestyle of a citizen journalist. In December 21, she posted a brand new Mustang online. How much money is this lady getting? In the winter and spring of 2023, Hemphill was still going on right-wing podcast and lamenting her prison stretch. By June that year, she had denounced Trump, citing online, gaslighting, and lying from fellow defendants about the Capitol attack. Her old social media spaces shunned her for questioning their preferred narrative. She said, while newfound spaces with real researchers, oh man, backed up their positions with facts and evidence. I am not a victim of J6, she wrote on X, then still Twitter. I pleaded guilty because I was guilty. stories of an abusive upbringing, and morbid tale. Histories of sexual abuse, domestic violence, and addiction are common among the women convicted of storming the Capitol, according to Noel Cook. It's a sentiment shared by Hemphill. Though she thinks Cook is one of the architects of an ongoing smear campaign against her, I'm starting to recognize these J6 defendants have unresolved childhood abuse, and they're acting out, and they're attracted to narcissists like I was, Hemphill said. I've already researched some of the records of J6 defendants. A lot of them have a history of drug and alcohol addiction. So her research goes into a lot of left-wing propaganda, smear campaigns, fake websites, things like that. That I myself have been on, and that she's actually has believed it. And many of you guys saw that little incident when she's trying to, and tries to announce it to all these people that I'm on, that I was arrested and this and that at the Capitol, and have a huge criminal background and things like that. She did all that out there in front of ICE. Hemphill grew up in, so that it's all the left websites that have done things like that. Hemphill grew up in Fresno, California, and characterizes her mother, who died in 1997, as a psychopath who locked her in closets and pulled her hair. That's not cool. If that actually did happen. Ever seen the movie Misery? That's my mother. Crazy. She would switch on you in a second. Yeah, from being real kind to very violent, she said. Yeah. Her 5 stepfathers. Wait, what? Her 5 stepfathers, she says, were all narcissists as well. 5 stepbrothers? I hope that's a mistake. I was beaten, molested. I don't know how I survived to be 13, she said. But 13 is when I found alcohol with my friends who stole booze from their family. We were at a park and they said, "Want to taste it?" I said, "Why not?" That started it. She described an adolescent filled with foster homes and stinks as a runaway. At 19, she got married for the first time of three times and had her first 2 children. She thought this would help her put down the bottle, but it did not. Alcoholics Anonymous and its 12 steps, where you can create any God that you want of your imagination. Oh, sorry. It says, I'm sorry. It says, and it's 12 steps. She says, saved her life in her mid-20s. And on August 10th, she marked 45 years of sober. The year she stopped drinking is commemorated in her X handle. Wanting to bring other people out of addiction in the early 90s, she got a 2-year certificate to be an alcohol and drug counselor from California State University, Bakersfield. But at the same time, she was completing that program. She was advertising her services in Twin Falls newspaper, claiming to be a reverend. Whoa. And to have a master's degree. Cook, who participates in many of the same X spaces as Hemphill, called her out on this long ago deception and learned that she had been ordained by the Universal Life Church, famous for offering quick ministry certifications over the internet to perform weddings, as well as a variety of honorary degrees. What in the world? Oh my goodness. Inflatable credentials are far from the most outlandish claims Hemphill has made over the years. In the film Misery, which she frequently invokes when speaking of her mother, Kathy Bates' character is tried but acquitted for the deaths of several infants in her care at a hospital. Likewise, Hemphill believes that her mother murdered between 30 and 40 children of immigrants who worked in the grape fields near Fresno in the 50s. Okay, so that might have that to be honest with you guys, that might have if all that is true, if all that's true, then that might be her. Fair enough. That might be her passion and reasoning for her to be at ICE and her strong conviction. If that is true, which is fair, right? Just going to say that. If that is true about her mother and her mother doing that to immigrants, then you could see why she has a passion about the ICE situation. But with that said, that doesn't mean you don't become violent. And I'm not saying she's violent. She's not violent. Her herself is not violent. She's just very enticing. She's a leader, even though she claims she's not a leader. She influences people, even though she claims she doesn't influence people. So that's what the problem is with her there. She's not trying to influence people not to be violent or not to agitate or cause problems. She's with the people, joining them and pointing other people out who she does not like, so that these other people will then be more aggressive. So she starts the aggressiveness and then backs up a little bit, films it because she's a videographer, as she says. So she films it and then starts smiling as she's standing there like, ha ha, look what I got, look what I did. And now you're in trouble. That's what it almost seems like. But yeah, maybe this is true, maybe it's not true. I don't know. I'm just saying if that's true, it makes sense. On February 2023, YouTube show hosted by conspiracy theorist David Zublik, she describes recollections of her mother putting corpse in a wine vat and her child self finding stray body parts in the closet. If you have 30 or 40 kids fermenting in a wine vat, that bottle of wine is probably not going to be someone's liking. And we're going to hear about that at some point, Cook said. I said to her, do you think it's possible that your mother was doing midwifery? Is it possible that your mom was performing illegal abortions? I would try to go through any logic here, but she's dead set on nope, her mom's a serial killer. Hemphill says that she and her brother, who owns the property where she lived in South Carolina for a year before politics drove them apart and her back to Boise, hired a private detective to search for proof of these memories to no avail. A true break from the past. As of September 17th, Hemphill is officially registered to vote as Democrat and proudly plans to cast her ballot for Vice President Kamala Harris, who she rallies for twice weekly at the perimeter of the Capitol. She is no longer allowed to enter. She shows up in political t-shirts at community events, still recording footage to post online like in her Citizens journalist days. She was at Boise Pride last weekend, shooting film, taking selfies with people. Vincent, the Elmore County Democrats chair, said, if they knew who she was, I don't know that anybody there would feel safe with her around. Wilson, the Black Lives Matter organizer, said that Hemphill would have to be less performative in her activism if she wants people to believe her shift is genuine. There's the rules. If she wanted to engage in some behind the scenes work first, then I think her transformation could be acknowledged as a volunteer somewhere. But I think a lot of what she does is for attention. So this is coming from Black Lives Matter in 2024, which 2 years ago. He said she talks a good game, but she talked a good game to her militia buddies too. Hemphill acknowledges the left-wing communities in Boise haven't exactly accepted her with open arms. Is that why she's in Portland? Her bi-weekly sidewalk campaign, she says, is her way of giving back. She got rid of all her old Trump memorabilia, but she held on to a face mask bearing the former president's name that she found on the ground that day in Washington. I kept that as a souvenir from January 6th, she said. The story originally appeared in the Idaho Press, you guys. Well. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh, and just in case, you guys, just in case. Just in case. Hold on. Look at this.
Good morning. I am attorney Lisa Bloom. With
Hi,
me
Lisa.
is my law partner, Eric Fudali, and my client, Lana Drews. Lana will be reading a statement. Eric Fudali and I will also have statements. Lana will not be answering questions. Eric Fudali and I will be answering questions after the statements. Thank you all for coming. Lana?
Hello, everyone.
Get closer to the microphone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lana Drews. In 2018, while I was living and working as a model in Beverly Hills, and I also owned a fashion software company, I had contact with Eric Swalwell on 3 separate occasions after meeting him socially. He offered me connections to further my software company, and I also had an interest in local politics. He invited me to 2 public events. I knew he was married at the time and that his wife was pregnant. He was my friend. On the 3rd occasion, I believe he drugged my drink. I only had 1 glass of wine. We were supposed to go to a political event, and he said he needed to get paperwork from his hotel room. When I arrived at his hotel room, I was already incapacitated, and I couldn't move my arms or my body. He raped me, and he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died. I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me. I also recorded these events in my handwritten calendar. The assault and its impact were later documented during my therapy sessions at a sexual assault center in Connecticut. It had a profound impact on my mental health. I self-medicated in an unhealthy way. I did not want to live anymore. I cried all the time for years. At the time, I was in a dating relationship with a boyfriend I was fully committed to. I've never cheated in my life, and I would never have engaged in a consensual sexual encounter with Eric Swalwell. That reality further underscores the non-consensual nature of what occurred. It was a politically unusual and intense time in Beverly Hills, and I was considering a run for city council, which placed me in proximity to political figures and events and added to the pressure to remain composed and silent. Eric was aware I owned a software company, and he spoke repeatedly about his ability to make introductions in Silicon Valley, referencing his political.
Hello. Hello. Obviously, my internet's working. I'm still live. Let's see. Somebody else is streaming it. So they're talking about this is Eric's what's the name? Eric Sawwell? His his accuser. What just happened? Come on now. That's not cool. Not cool. Not being nice. What in the world? Why? Their feed got interrupted. Holds pressed. Let me see this one. I'll probably have to switch back. Okay. She has to go now. Why? What? Hold on. Okay. I don't know what just happened. A little bit.
In the business relationship and professional connections he offered to provide. My delay in taking action against Eric was driven by fear, not doubt. Fear of his political power, his background as an attorney, and his family law enforcement ties. I have never doubted what happened. I stand with the other women who have come forward, and I will be making a report to law enforcement shortly with my attorneys.
I think you have to switch places with Eric.
Hello, my name is Eric Fudali. I'm a partner and I'm the managing attorney of the Bloom firm, and I'm very proud here to represent Lana. Mr. Swalwell and others have suggested that the allegations against him have or may have political motivations. Those on the other side.
What is going on? Oh my goodness gracious.
Concern ourselves with the political affiliation of the accused or how these allegations may or may not affect a political campaign or a career. This is about much more than politics, and belittling such serious allegations is offensive to Lana and the victims everywhere. This is not about Democrat versus Republican. This is about accountability versus silence. This is not about the pursuit of governor. This is about the pursuit of justice. This is not about whether you're on the right side or the left side of the aisle. This is about whether you're on the right side or the left side of justice, truth, and accountability. This is not about the end of a campaign or congressional service. This is about the end of exploitation and the abuse of power, political or otherwise. Lisa and I have dedicated our careers to fighting the power in the name of justice, regardless of the politics of the perpetrator. My hope is that this message both encourages others who are suffering in silence to stand up and fight. And also, I hope this encourages the grossly politicized American public and politicians to put politics aside when it comes to allegations like these and stand up for what is right and not what is just politically convenient. Thank you.
Hi, I'm attorney Lisa Bloom, and I'm very proud to represent the very brave and strong woman sitting next to me today, Lana Drews. Lana deserves what all women deserve: autonomy over her own body. Every minute of every hour of every day of her life, her body is hers to control. And no man, no matter his position of power or station in life, ever has the right to make that decision for her. As her attorney, I have advised Lana of her legal rights. Immediately, we will be filing a police report with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, which is the law enforcement agency that has jurisdiction over incidents that happen in West Hollywood. Lana is committed to fully cooperating with law enforcement, and we will do everything possible to assist and support her in that. We will be providing all of her evidence there, including text messages, journal entries, photograph, and witness information. We will encourage the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office to fully and promptly investigate her complaint. We will also cooperate with any other law enforcement agencies who are investigating Mr. Swalwell. For example, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which we understand has already opened an investigation, because Lana and our law firm are here not just for her, but for the other women, to be helpful in any way that we can. We will not rest until we get justice for Lana. I want to say something now directly to Mr. Swalwell. Your recent statement that you are just not perfect, you are not a saint, is just blather and spin. Stop it. Your statement that this is all just a matter between you and your wife is laughable, if not for.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. I don't know why it keeps acting up. Go back to the other one now.
To the victims. Your statement yesterday that you just made, quote, mistakes in judgment is defensive and minimizing.
Yeah, Reuters.
Stop it.
Freezing.
Own your behavior. To any other women out there who want to talk to us, and I have received messages from other women, we are here to talk to you. To anyone else who is a witness who wants to talk to us, we are here and we want to talk to you. Of course, for free and confidentially. I am very easy to reach via my website, thebloomfirm.com. Supporting women like Lana, who stand with the other women and who show such tremendous courage, is my absolute pleasure. Questions?
Could you please spell your client's name and also
Yes.
tell us when this occurred?
She said, her name is Lana, Lonna, Drews, Drews.
How many people have reached out to you that you just mentioned? And have you heard from Mr. Swalwell since he's going to fight these allegations?
3 other women have reached out to me just since I announced this press conference yesterday. I have not heard from Mr. Swalwell, no.
Swalwell has dropped out of the race for governor. He's resigned from Congress. What's the next form of justice for you? Because those would be what people would say that's the political motivation. What's justice now?
Justice now are the criminal investigations. So losing one's job is not a sufficient consequence for these types of allegations. We feel that the criminal investigations are the priority.
So are you representing both civilly and criminally? And do you think that Eric Swalwell should face criminal charges for this incident?
We are making a report to law enforcement. We're encouraging them to fully investigate. That is the priority right now.
Filing that today. point?
We will be going immediately. Immediately.
What's your message to Swallow's wife and children, his family, who's going through this right now?
You know, I have nothing but sympathy for his wife and his children. I'm sure this is a very difficult time for them.
And the three women you say who've reached out to you, are they based in California or are they elsewhere?
I'm not going to provide any additional details or information about the three who have already reached out.
What legal hurdles do you anticipate in this investigation?
I mean, that'll be up to the law enforcement. Our priority at this point is just to make sure that Lana makes the complaint, makes the report to law enforcement. How they handle the investigation, their strategy, and what hurdles they may, they may find is up to them.
Lisa, often these victims, these women feel that no one will listen to them, no one will believe them. When this news broke over the weekend, did this give your client the feeling that someone would finally listen and it was time to come forward?
Thank you, Jim. You know, I think we've all learned enough to know now that when it comes to sexual assault allegations, it takes time for women or any victim to process what happened, to understand how to deal with the trauma, to work through it, and to get to a point where she is strong enough to come forward. It takes time. That's why the law has extended statutes of limitations, time deadlines to file, because the law recognizes that sexual assault allegations are different and it just takes time. So for Lana, now is the time. And even now, it's very difficult, but she's doing it.
Ms. Drews, have you
That was weird.
followed Eric Swalwell's political career and if you're comfortable talking a little bit about
Like she
how
was
that made you
coached.
feel and
That's what it looked like right there.
you know, just kind of
So
seeing his face.
she's not going to be answering any questions.
Okay.
She had her statement, but
Can you
thank
answer
you.
that?
Thank you. Was she following his career? I don't know.
Ms. Bloom, I guess some who know Mr. Swalwell have suggested that he was living a secret life, a double life, and they were absolutely gobsmacked at all of the accusations that have come. Whether in this particular instance, or perhaps in your experience, is that usually the case that people who are around someone like him are just totally in the dark on this, or are there clues? Are there people who should know, should have known something was wrong?
Well, it is very common when someone is multiply accused of sexual misconduct that the people around them don't know. That's very common. Or any kind of crimes. People on the street often say, I had no idea. So I think that's pretty common.
Do you have a message for the social media content creators who started publishing some of these allegations and helped these women to realize maybe for the first time that they were not alone in what happened?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to the women on social media, to the women who have already come forward, to anyone who has been an advocate, anyone who has assisted. It's very hard to do this by yourself. And anyone who can support women, who can help them, who can advocate, who can speak out, it makes a tremendous difference. So thank you.
And I'll add to that, there's a phenomenon we see in our line of work. It's called collective empowerment, that when one woman comes forward or one victim comes forward against their abuser, it often empowers, like a domino effect, multiple other women to come forward. This is why Lisa and myself
Go back to the other one. I had to keep going back and forth between Reuters and USA Today for whatever reason. It's just they're acting up. Both of them are acting up. I apologize, not my fault. But they keep acting up. Let's see where this one's at.
are always encouraging women to come forward, stop suffering in silence, because not only are you saving yourself, but you're also saving someone who you are empowering, you will probably never meet, to come forward and step up and start fighting against their abuser.
Lisa, you said that you're going to ask the Sheriff's Department to investigate the case and
Yes.
you're going to cooperate with other entities, law enforcement agencies.
Correct.
What is the final objective of this? What do you
Justice.
want to see? Where do you want to see him?
Justice, that's the final objective. Justice for Lana. Yes?
Can you describe where that photo was from? And
Yes.
Can you give us any more details about the text messages or any evidence?
So this is a photograph that we've enlarged, obviously. It was the opening of a restaurant called Avra, A-V-R-A, in 2018. And it's one of the times that Lana described where she met with Eric Swalwell.
Will the firm be releasing any additional supplemental material to the media?
Not to the media, to the sheriff's office. We will be providing all of our evidence to the sheriff's.
Can you repeat what you said about the
office.
picture? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
So this was the opening of a restaurant called Avra, A-V-R-A, where this is Ms. Drews, this is Mr. Swalwell in 2018.
How many times have the two seen each other, met each other?
Right, 3 times, as she said in her statement. There was no contact after the incident.
Would this be the first time law enforcement is contacted?
By us? Yes,
By
yes,
this-
yes. Okay. Okay.
Could you react? We have 2 congressmen now resigning before expulsion, and just a reaction to that before.
Enough is enough. Of course, anyone in a position of power who is credibly accused of abusing a woman or anyone should step down. Of course, it should never happen in the first place. I think the American public is sick and tired of these stories, and I'm sick and tired of women being victimized by men in power. Enough is enough. It's really appalling. I'm glad at least these 2 have stepped down. There are 2 more who are being investigated in Congress for misconduct and facing expulsion. I can say briefly about Mr. Swalwell resigning from Congress yesterday. I do not, in my opinion, see that as an act of accountability at all. I see it as an effort to avoid the expulsion hearing that was coming, because once he steps down, the ethics committee no longer has jurisdiction to impose consequences on him. So even though he made some kind of a statement about I made mistakes, et cetera, very vague, not really owning up to anything, certainly not apologizing to women. I believe that was the reason why he stepped down, to avoid that hearing. However, there are other consequences such as law enforcement, and that's what we're doing now.
What would you consider accountability?
Justice via the criminal justice system.
But also civil?
Right now, we're focusing on the criminal justice system. We think that's the most
Could you be
appropriate.
a little more specific in justice? Can you tell us what exactly you're looking for?
I'm not, because once you make a report to law enforcement, it is in their hands. We can control what we can control, which is we will answer all of their questions, we will cooperate, we will provide all of the evidence. And then the LA County Sheriff's Office and the Los Angeles District Attorneys will make a decision that they feel is appropriate. Okay, thank you, everyone. You go first.
All right. Well. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. So there you have it. Eric Swalwell's accuser. There are questions, but you guys can discuss those questions in the chat. How about that? I feel the report should have been made and the evidence submitted prior to press events. Ever hear innocent until proven guilty? You guys have some comments going on. Y'all got comments going on. Y'all got comments going on. I'm just looking at some of the stuff. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going back, looking at some of you guys' comments. I'm going to be what? No. Complicit in the victim blaming? I don't do the big. Yeah. Anyway. I'm not even gonna get into it. Just because I've been around stuff and I've seen stuff. So I'm keeping my mouth shut. So I'm keeping my mouth shut. These are sensitive topics and situations. It's like one of those things when it comes to politics. If if you're a Trumper, then you're evil. If you're a lefter, you're evil. And so it can be hard um, with these situations. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, let me just uh, yeah. I'm not gonna be. Yep, I'm not gonna share my opinion either way. Either way. Yep, that's what it's called. Sitting back and taking it in, and we'll see where it goes. How about that? We'll see where it goes. Yep, yep. The Bible says, "Be wise. Be wise." There's times to be wise, times just to be quiet. At times, just to be quiet's the best thing to do. Um, you know what what I do want to hear though? I do want to hear what Melania has to say, and I didn't get to hear it. That's why I'm saying it. What she had to say about the Epstein thing last week. I didn't get to hear it yet, so I think you might want to recap. I mean, it was an hour ago. Rubio meets with Israel and Lebanese ambassadors. Why? How come that wasn't shown? It wasn't live. That's what we were waiting for. Hold on. When was this? What? Reuters is acting up today. And it was only for like 30 seconds. Thank you for watching. Didn't say nothing. So they didn't show it. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. That they did not show it. It was not live. They didn't show it live. Why did they not show that live? Oh yeah, I do know women who've been sexually assaulted and even those women who have been sexually assaulted uh also believe there's a lot of women who lie. So there's women who have actually been sexually assaulted, and those some of those women who have been sexually assaulted also believe that women do lie in such cases. I'm not saying that this person's lying, but that's also a fact as well. So that's just being fair. Just like as we know, there's been innocent people, black men in the past who were put in jail when they were innocent. We know that as well as too. So if that can happen, there's other people who can also lie and be victims or claim to be victims but are lying. That's just a fact. So if that offends you, then sorry, but that is a truth. Just like I said, there's black people who were put in prison and in jail and they were innocent. There's been a lot of, and it's not even just black people. At this point, there's people who have been put in jail or in prison, and then years later they find, oh, well, it was the wrong person, and they were actually innocent. So people do lie. And when you um there's definitely something going on with the internet today, problems on a lot of lives today. Yeah, I'm seeing that. There's like things are acting weird on the internet for whatever reason. A lot of things, I mean, they're glitching. Things aren't being popped up like they should to stream stuff. And I will say this, sometimes it does, and just to be fair and honest, sometimes it does take somebody a long time before they come out with something. That's a fact. And maybe there's a possibility that the lady there was already talking to some people. Who knows? I mean, what was it, 2016 or something like that? I guess that happened. I'm sure that I forget her name. But if it did happen, I'm sure she's talked to some people, but now they're just going public with it. So there's a difference. Just because something goes public does not mean that the person, and I'm saying this based off some people are saying, well, like, why now 8 years? And sometimes I say that myself. Well, why now 20 years later? It doesn't mean that the person wasn't telling people in those past 20 years or past 30 years or past 5 years. It just means that now it went public. It doesn't mean that they were not saying it to someone or talking about it to people. It's just now it's going public and they're trying to make a big case out of something to get, reparations, so to speak. Let's see what's on X, because there's nothing live. Once again, like yesterday, there's nothing like pressing live. I'm looking at all the live stuff. You have the Semaphore World Economy 2026 Summit happening live. That's in Washington, D.C. That's been going on all morning. That's about it. I don't recognize nobody there. World Economy 2026 Summit. That's happening right now in DC. They're resuming at 2 p.m. So in an hour, looks like they're resuming. Here's what it looks like right now. Oops. I believe she did. And then here's another thing. I'll be honest. I'll say this. I don't. Here again. This is my opinion based off what I've been around in my life, what I've experienced being in the entertainment industry for probably 2/3 of my life. I will say that people know what they're doing. People know what alcohol does. We're not dumb, right? We're not done. We know what alcohol does. So how about maybe let's restrain from the alcohol. Let's start there, right? We can start there. Instead of blaming a person, let's how about we blame the alcohol, since we all know what alcohol does. I've heard it. It gives me liquid courage. It gives me liquid courage, or it helps me with this. It helps me to feel loose. It helps me to loosen up. Women have said that a lot. Helps me to loosen up. Helps me to feel secure. Ooh, I need some liquid courage. Let me have a drink of this to relax me or to do this. So, just saying. People get drunk. People think it's fun. Let's go party. All these type of things. Unfortunately, things happen. Super easy to pass out alcohol, to be a social drinker, to get drunk, to get blitzed, to get faded, to get buzzed, which is basically the same thing. I don't know. I've never drank. I like to be sober. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to be in control at all times. They want to be in control at all times. But some people don't want to be in control at all times because they need to feel loose. That's just being honest. Like I said, I've been around it. I've watched it. I've watched it. I watched what it does to people. I watched what it does to men. I've watched what it does to women. And then people are like, "Oh, what happened next? What in the world? I can't believe I did it." Really? But you know what alcohol does? You know where you were going. You know what you wanted to go do before you went to this facility. You know what you were doing before you drove, before you hopped on the bus, before you hopped in the cab, before you got the Uber. You knew where you were going. You knew what you wanted to do. Just saying, that's a fact. So if all these things are happening, how about we get rid of some of the things that help cause these situations? Oh, we can't get rid of alcohol. We can never do that. Never do such a thing. I 100% agree. 100% agree. It kills people on the road because of accidents, right? It kills people on the road. And look, here's a perfect example. Perfect example of this, right? So this situation that just happened with Sawwell and this lady, right? He is the bad guy at this point, right? He's the bad guy at this point. But people drink all the time, getting drunk, and no one's condemned about it. We still keep selling alcohol. Bars have a 700% profit. I know this because I know how much bars make, and people want to go drink. People want to get high. People want to use drugs. And then consequences happen. Things happen that shouldn't happen. Well, now this person's a bad person because they did such a horrible, heinous crime. But why wasn't the alcohol a horrible thing? Why wasn't the alcohol horrible? Why wasn't the alcohol a horrible thing which contributed to or led to this over here happening? Ask those questions. Yeah. So there's some of my thoughts. Some of my thoughts. Let's see if there's any gunfire because I'm not seeing nothing. I'm gonna look around for some stuff. See if there's anything coming later. So let's 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 listen to good old Beirut for a minute. And I want to look for some stuff, you guys. So I'll be right back. So I came across yeah, I came across this on X. It's David goes and visits Pope Leo. All of a sudden, now Pope Leo is out attacking Trump and the policies of the United States and Israel, which I don't think. I think that Pope Leo has always been against Trump. I don't think he's been a fan of Trump. But anyway, this was on CNN. It was on CNN.
The Pope is saying he's not political. Why is 100% political? Okay.
Hold on just a second, guys. Here it is. Let's see what they have to say.
100% political. Okay. This is all about trying to hurt President Trump's Catholic vote during the midterms and Republicans during the midterms. If you look at what play out the dots here, David Axelrod goes and visits.
Oh my
the
God,
Pope
the
last week.
arrogance of this.
Are you
There's
not
a
going to let me
billion
finish?
Catholics
Let
in
me
the world.
finish,
They're
please.
all worried
Let me
about Trump's
finish. Are
election
you
in the
gonna-
midterms.
Clearly,
All
I'm
right, let's
striking a chord here.
Let's let him finish the thought. and then
David
we can
Axelrod goes and visits Pope Leo last week. They're talking about Obama going to visit Pope Leo. Pope Leo's from Chicago. All of a sudden, now Pope Leo is out attacking Trump and the policies of the United States and Israel.
All
in
of
a
a
way,
sudden?
well, in a much more forceful way. You have 3 cardinals come out today attacking the immigration policy. This is all about trying to get the Catholic vote against Trump. And let me add one more thing.
There's a lot of flaws in this
They're
argument.
gonna succeed. There's no
They're gonna
flaws.
succeed.
There's no flaws.
Including that none of the things that you're
Axelrod is the
describing
chief
as
strategist
new
for
are
Obama.
He's also from
The
Chicago,
Pope-
but
the
that's not
Pope
why
is
he
saying
went.
he's not political. Why is he meeting with the chief strategist for both Obama's campaigns
from
and in the White House?
The Pope
Oh,
France,
really?
hold on a
What,
second.
would he have a possible reason to meet with a
But
chief
hold on a
political
J.D.
second.
Vance met with the Pope
And
before the
Pope
last
France,
one died.
exactly.
What was he
Pope
doing
Francis
there?
met with J.D. Vance. Pope Francis was extremely critical.
J.D. Vance is
of-
vice president of the United States.
Hold
I'm
on,
just-
hold on a second. Pope Francis was extremely critical of Trump. He was extremely critical of the immigration rhetoric from Trump and his allies. He still met.
Let me
with
add one more thing
J.D.
that Pope
Vance.
Leo's
So
not critical
what's
of.
the conspiracy?
Because here, let me ask you this.
What's
Why
the
has Pope Leo
conspiracy?
been, when Iran killed 30,000 plus of their own citizens, he didn't call out the Iranian regime at all. He said, we need to stop violence. That was very milquetoast. That wasn't calling out the Iranian regime. And yet he's calling out the United States and Israel.
let me let
War
Fosbeck
is
respond
never
to
the
that.
solution. Jesus was a peacemaker.
But he didn't
Blessed
call out the
are
Iranian
the
regime.
Blessed are the peacemakers. That needs to be a study on that one as well. Blessed are the peacemakers, to understand contextually what the scripture even means. Jesus was a peacemaker, meaning he is peace. He is peace. He knew there wasn't going to be peace like on earth. He is the peace. Blessed are the peacemakers. Like, people just walk around and think, oh yeah, you can make peace. You can't always make peace. That's why many times Jesus said, if they don't accept you, just what? And move on. Right? I mean, there's plenty of times that Jesus himself had to move on. That's the word. Oh, Jesus was a peacemaker. Anyway, that was on CNN. That was on CNN. That was on CNN. And then I saw this. Okay, so yesterday you guys saw the lady. It's kind of funny. The lady who brought Donald Trump DoorDash. She must be she has like a whole DoorDash car. I wonder if she's like the top person on DoorDash. She must be like the top person on DoorDash or something. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, and this is true. I like this because this is actually true. She wrote a post. This is exactly how I saw it. This is her perspective, how she saw it yesterday. Cost of living so high. And the value of $1 is so low that senior citizens have to DoorDash to scrape by. But billionaires are always unaffected. Trump doesn't care because he doesn't feel it. All he cares about is fighting his war in Iran. Okay. Scratch the last sentence for now. But the top part is yes. And I say that because I've experienced it. I do DoorDash. But and that's what's bad. The cost of living is so high. For one, like a family, both people have to work, right? And usually it's two jobs. Like seriously, like and I watch this when I'm outdoor. I've watched and I'm like, it breaks my heart. I watch people who are door dashing. I'm like, man, they're in their 60s or in their 70s and they're door dashing because they don't make enough. Or even people in general, just in general, they work and they have to DoorDash or they have to Uber because they don't make enough at their job. Like, why did we get to this point? When did it happen? It's not right that your whole life now is spent on just having to work. Like there was a time, who did the song? Was it, I think, Dolly Parton, working 9 to 5? Like that was it. Or working a 40-hour a week job was enough, and it's not no more. In people's health, there's a declining, relationships decline, your happiness declines, and it's like there's no end to it. And Trump isn't fixing it. Let's just be real. I don't care what people say. It's not working. Whatever people believe in regards to Trump fixing the economy, it's not working. People are still having to do it. Just example, the DoorDash lady. And she has a car from DoorDash, so she's probably working like extra. It does not work. Like the cost of living is so ridiculous. You can't save no more. Now if you're an owner, small business owner type of thing, have a business, a well-established business, or you work in some sort of trade, you might have a little bit more cushion. But the regular person who goes to work and has to work for somebody, it's difficult. And I'll tell you this, like straight up, for men, working for someone and working for another person it's difficult. It's difficult. No, most men don't want to work to help another man become more successful. That's just being real. We humble ourselves. We have to do what we have to do, but realistically, it's not, especially with a person who likes to work, especially with a person who has a grind, who's a go-getter. That's not the first thing they want to do, is think about waking up in the morning, going to make some other man or person more wealthier. Because, I mean, they have the business, right? So they're definitely more wealthier for the most part than the employees. So, but it is crazy to watch people, senior citizens, and people who have trade jobs or have a job and they still have to like DoorDash or do such things like that. And I did view that thing like as a stunt yesterday. It was really awkward, but funny. It was awkward and funny at the same time. And it was, to me, it was like a stunt. What's up, Warren? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. It seemed like a stunt. He asked her a few times, like questions, and it was like, I don't know. It was all awkward. She came there because of the what was it? No tax on tips. She comes walking up with her lapel mic on. It was funny. It was funny. It wasn't real, in my opinion. It wasn't real, in my opinion. There was another post I saw here. I'm not sure where it went. I don't know why. Chick-fil-A in regards to Pride Month. Chick-fil-A is saying, we are proud to protect our values and stand grounded in what we believe. Respect for others does not require us to celebrate or endorse every message or movement. We will not change who we are to appeal to the crowd, and we will not compromise our beliefs for approval. Our position is simple. We will remain respectful, but we will also remain true to our principles. That's awesome. So they're not basically what that's about is that they're not participating in Pride Month. That's what they're basically saying there. They're not participating in it, which is in a couple months. A month and a half, actually. Old school gangster. I met an old school blood sleeping on the streets. In the 80s, Bloods and Crips were everywhere. The streets were violent, unpredictable. I remember having a teacher who warned all the white students to avoid certain parts of Portland altogether. Eventually, law enforcement cracked down. The gangs faded, at least from public view. The violence didn't look the same anymore. But the story didn't end. Decades later, I found one of those men, someone who lived through that era, sleeping on the sidewalk. Older now, worn down, still carrying the history of a time when he was part of something feared. I remember those days in Portland. Ooh-wee. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. I remember those days. Can't tell if he looks familiar, though. Good to see you, Quincy. Keep doing what you're doing. Behind you 100%. Thank you, Waldo. Appreciate it. God bless. Good to see you as well, old friend. All right, let's check this out really quick. See what he's talking about.
Die thug. If I become a millionaire, I'll die thug. I've been a blood all my life. I've been a 5%er all my life.
Yeah. Well, I kind of grew up around the Bloods and the Crips from the late 80s.
Yeah.
They were
very prevalent here.
Yeah. Especially around 88, 89, 90.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Killingsworth.
Yeah. North and northeast Portland.
Yeah. You still consider yourself one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll die thug. If I become a millionaire, I'll die thug.
I haven't heard much about the Bloods and Crips for a couple years now, at least.
More than that.
Yeah, that federal penitentiary heard a lot from them, but you know that changes the landscape.
It's interesting.
That it is. There's never a dull moment in my life.
Did you ever get kind of burned out from that lifestyle, because there's so much violence?
So I have a propensity toward violence myself when it's necessary.
Well, you know what? Good meeting you.
Yeah, it's been a distinct pleasure.
My name's Kevin.
I'm Jihad.
Jihad. Take care, man.
Yep. Thank
Good
you.
luck. Good luck with everything.
I'd like to see a full piece of that. That'd be kind of good to see a full piece. That was kind of good. That was kind of good. Not gonna lie. That was pretty good. He could have. He could. What's sad is his gangs living in jails and he's homeless. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's the thing. That's what happens. But what the trippy thing about that is they stay true to it. They stay true to like the gang life of it. They absolutely do. Through it all. Because usually a lot of times only family or comfortability and things like that they have. That's where they feel safe at. But that's that gang life. That gang life. Gang. That gang. Like I said, there's not really much. Is Alex Jones even live today? China denies sending weapons. I didn't know that. Let's see what he's talking
Lebanon
about.
and laid siege to Beirut. Over 100 Jewish families were displaced after Israeli forces bombarded the Jewish quarter, leaving it nearly abandoned, and shelled its synagogue, which suffered extensive damage. By 2005, the Jewish quarter of Beirut only held
He's not talking about
40
it
to
right now.
200 Jews. They just bombed
So-
a synagogue in Iran, where there's a sizable Jewish population. So
What?
just to emphasize and sort of confirm what you're saying, the Zionists don't give a damn about Jews, and if it's Jews in a country they want to target, oh well, they'll have to pay the
I'm
price
talking about
along with,
Lebanon.
all the non-Jews. So just to emphasize what you're
bringing up
saying.
something extreme. Where'd you get that book, man? I got to get that. Ethno-religious diversity of Lebanon. I got to get that. All right.
This was posted on X. I don't know. I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you very much. And listen, this is very important. Because you've spurred something important. There's a lot of Lebanese actually that speak Spanish fluently, right? And so they have a very close relationship there with Panama and
Anyway,
and
I'll come back to that.
Venezuela
There's
as well,
something-
and some other parts down there. So interesting. I mean,
There was something I came across to you guys. I don't know. Have any of you guys heard of a person called? It's on YouTube. Exploring with Josh. You guys ever seen or heard? I'm sure some of you probably have. He has a lot of followers. Yeah, he has a lot. So I'm sure most of you probably heard or know who it is. Exploring with Josh. I just came across it actually. I was like, dang, this is cool. I want to do this. How can I team up with this person? Exploring with Josh. Do you know? Have you heard of him? Well, if you haven't, nope. Well, check this out. He goes places, you guys. He goes places, and it's crazy, like crazy cool places where he goes.
Where people still live. Last time we came here, we got chased out.
Oh shit, they're running here. They're running, bro. This ain't no joke, actually.
I hear the generator going.
We got a generator for electric.
Look at that. This is so freaking insane.
So,
Oh man, guys, I cannot believe we are back here. We are at the Orlando Sun.
so this came out like he released this yesterday or day before. You ever see Israel Ben David? No, I have not seen Israel Ben David. I have not. So this came out yesterday, and it was a hotel at Walt Disney World, and it's abandoned. So he goes to all these different places that are abandoned and goes into them. Like, which is gutsy alone, because can you do that? I guess you can. But what's in there is even more concerning than if you can do it or not. And this is what he does.
And I got my friend Junior with me because I am not going in here alone. Last time I came here, I was with Adam the Woo, but he is no longer with us today.
Before we continue, we want to take a moment to remember Adam the Woo, someone who inspired so many to explore.
Here it
We
is.
filmed people scrapping and stealing out
It's
of
a
the
hotel,
place.
you guys.
They ended up taking their dog and sicking us. That was with Steve Ronan and Adam the Woo. This place is somewhat dangerous because on this road, somebody was shot and killed not that long ago.
So today we will redeem ourselves by exploring more of the resort and even talking to some of its residents.
The government here don't care about this place. The locals don't care about this place. They let everyone just sit here and do whatever they want. It is 100% true. There's no signs for no trespassing. There's no fence around this place. It is literally no rules. It is called no man's land. That's what I'm calling it.
But there's a catch. The Orlando Sun Resort isn't the closest place to Disney anymore, but it used to be, and this is how it all started. The Orlando Sun Resort opened in the early 1980s during a massive tourism boom in Orlando. Just over a decade after Disney World first opened in 1971, millions of visitors were flooding into the area every year. Hotels like this were built fast, cheap, and as close to the parks as possible. By the 1990s, this place was fully operating, catering to families looking for an affordable stay just minutes from Disney. But by the early 2000s, everything started to change. Newer resorts, bigger chains, and on-property Disney hotels began taking over. Places like this couldn't keep up.
Look at that.
By the late 2000s, the Orlando Sun Resort shut down for good. And like many abandoned places in Orlando, it didn't stay empty.
Now, obviously, you learned the history about this place. I think it's so crazy that all this is happening right here, or did happen, right only a half a mile from Disney. Let's get inside and see if we can try to talk to some homeless people, ask them what it's like to live here, and just see all the camps, and also just go through the parts we missed because we were chased out.
As we're coming up to our first sign, it says UPS. So is someone scrapping here and they have a whole mail address here? I don't, honestly, I really don't know, bro. Like, honestly, there is no rules here. Junior has no idea. This is my buddy. He has no idea what he's in for.
No, I
so
don't.
when I was chased out, it was no joke. I mean, everything still looks the same here.
You want to know something funny? I didn't find out that he got chased by a dog until we parked, which is, you know,
Yeah,
it's funny.
Really true. I was like, hey, you want to come out to this place? I need help filming. I did not tell him I was chased out by homeless or the dog. I probably should have said that. I probably should have said that. But
We're just
he's
walking
good.
this
He's good.
area.
He's a good explorer. We're good. Look at this, dude. All the beds are just chucked right here. I mean, we're going to keep moving in here. What I want to do this time, oh my God, no, look. USPS. Someone has a mailing address here, bro.
6375.
This can't be real. Hang on. I'm scared of looking at. All right. So how is that possible? Is it like squatters' rights? Like, did that really happen here? I don't know. The whole goal of this video and what I'm trying to do is to go through the places I missed, but I want it words on the center. Reminds me of that Walking Dead vibe we talked about.
Why don't they tear these
You say
places
that like
down?
every video. So nothing too different.
Look at
Still
this.
looks like the same setup. Maybe even worse though. A lot
gonna
more
do this,
trash has
guys.
been thrown into the driveway than last time I was here. I mean, there are chairs and drapes hanging from the second floor. And again, this was all huge glasses, like glass windows. All right, we're now pushing through the convention center. And like I said, guys, if you are new and you're watching this for the first time and you did not see my recap videos or the first one here, this Disney resort was nothing like when I first came here about I think it was 7 years ago.
Yes.
Someone's ditching all their tires and junking them here. It's absolutely freaking nuts. Let's go through, bro. Whoa. It looks more open from when I was here, like something collapsed. It looks even worse than last time.
Hurricane, probably. I don't know.
The ceiling was all up. Everything was nice. Donald, Mickey, Goofy was on the wall still. Posters of, flags around the world was all here when I was here the first time. And now it's all destroyed. And I can't even believe it. I really can't. And that's why I'm back here. It's just so insane to me. I had to come back again. This is probably the first time I've ever revisited a place for the third time.
That's crazy, you guys.
That this was a place, you know, for entertainment and memories and families and people from
forward a little bit.
new spots. So that's what we're gonna do. Orlando Sun Souvenirs. Oh, that's fresh. That's the souvenir shop of the actual gift
Free
shop to
nothing.
the hotel property, not Disney. Jeez, this was an upstairs? Hell no.
Wanna go up there? Let's go up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of illegal stuff that goes on
up there.
here. I mean, the fact that the cops and everyone gave up is crazy. I mean, I guess if you're here, you're kind of asking for trouble anyways. But the fact is, if something happens, you're not getting out. Dude, there is.
There's what?
He's scrapping everything, bro.
Where?
I swear he's just taking shit. Let's
Don't
go
see
up to him
nobody.
and see what he's doing. Should we try? Be like, hey, dude, what's up? I want to get the story. Yeah, because these are where some of the people live. This is what I wanted to get.
Dude, we're in Florida. What if he has a gun, bro?
I wasn't thinking of that either. So there's a generator in the back that's running. It's not this guy. Dude, this is freaking crazy. Look, he called it the house.
This is in Florida. It's in Florida by Walt Disney World. It's an old vacant building.
I mean, for all I know, this is
Still
probably just
there.
a stolen car, dude.
This video came out
be real.
one day ago. 1 day ago, this video came out.
So I've never been on the
Wow.
side already. There's tennis courts and other things in the back I wanted to see. I never got to it. Oh, I think we're coming up.
So this guy's YouTube channel is, oh my gosh, what did I say it was? Exploring with Josh. And all he does is go to old vacant type of places or abandoned places. That's so dope.
Dude, okay, I know where we are. This is where I was with my drone, with the guy with the, this is where I seen the people stealing. It was right here. The guy and his dog was right here. That's where the noise is coming from. All right, I'm gonna have to put my camera down.
We carefully moved around the sound of the generator. So I kept my camera down just to be a little less intrusive if we bump into someone face to face.
All right, we're coming up now. A guy in a motorcycle. This is like a camp. That's why I was saying I've never seen anything like this.
And these people are living, they're still living. There's people living in these like apartments or the hotel that's abandoned.
The generators in here.
So we just passed their neighborhood. They're all talking in there, but I didn't want to bother them unless they came out. But holy shit. This is where we got last time. Everyone is still here, but it's way more advanced now. Like people have
More
way more
advanced.
things here. This is where we were, I think, the
progressed.
first
Look at the
pool out
pool,
of
you
5
guys,
that I
gross.
missed, or 4.
Look at that.
And look at all the different carriages and,
Want to go swim?
you know, whatever people are stealing and taking, making their own makeshift houses.
You got to make do
Yes,
with
you
what
can.
you got. And that's
If,
what we're doing.
Exactly.
It is an 8-foot pool.
If
It's
the
sick.
buildings are abandoned,
No, it's this insane vibe, dude. The guy has
just
a
go.
whole
I mean, you might
motorcycle.
get in trouble, but
A whole
what's going to happen?
motorcycle.
They tell you leave.
He's saving all his money, his rent money. He doesn't have to do that. He just pays for his shit. It's kind of nuts, dude. I love it.
So it was a
So
hotel
different.
at Disney.
So
Walt
we're gonna
Disney
keep hitting
World.
other areas, and maybe we'll find some people that are like worthy, that like safe.
This is what,
enough,
yeah, like I said, this is what he does.
and so on. This is where we got caught, and the dog was like right here with Adam and Steve. So many tires. Right? This might bring us into like another
I don't want
homeless
to get
area.
copyright for showing his stuff, so I'm just kind of.
I never
doing my
got to
best to
really
get through
explore
it.
inside them. The people scrapping for metal are good.
My goodness,
To dig under here and grab that takes so much work.
breaking
They
up
took every last
concrete to
bit
get
of this place.
pipes.
It's another pool. This one's way more cleaner than the last one. And the buildings here on this side are pink. Yeah, look at that. There's nothing trashed in this one at all. For
Gators.
the most part.
Watch out,
Turtle in there. Look.
a turtle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, down there there's a turtle. I don't think you guys can see him.
He's buried himself.
Yeah, he just buried himself in the
Bubbles.
nasty stuff.
Ah,
I'm surprised he's not getting sick. Here was the hot tub. This one actually has no water in it at all. And it's not filled up with trash. I think machine, ice, the hibiscus sign. To me.
Crazy
I mean, they
stuff.
scrapped everything. They rip open the parts out of the TVs to get their first at. This is the guys in the motorcycle, the big camp. And then we just got done this one right here. And now we're gonna go to the very last one at the end.
I don't
We're gonna
know.
explore that. This guy has a full-on house on the second floor.
I have
right
no
here.
clue why. I don't know why it's not tore down. I don't know why they keep these up. And this person, Exploring with Josh, I believe it's called, the YouTube channel, a bunch of videos. I mean, obviously he's been doing it, 10 years plus, and this is what he does. But like I said, this came out, I think it was yesterday or today. And I was just scrolling on YouTube and I saw it. I was like, what is this? And then first thing was like, oh, Disneyland property. I'm like, let me check it out. I like Disneyland. I like the rides and the entertainment and all that at Disney. And I'm like, let me check it out. And then sure enough, I was like, what in the world? Like, I gotta show my crew. I gotta show my crew. So that's what I'm doing. Because there's no other news going on. There's no other news right now.
Enough people definitely live in that one. That one's like gated off for like a pet.
Generator.
Oh, there's a guy. Should I ask him? Hang on.
Ask him.
All right.
Let's go.
There he is for some text.
Ooh.
I'm gonna leave my camera recording. Hang on. How's it going? Question. I was wondering if I could like interview you to learn what it's like to be here. I have $20 I could give you. Just wonder if I could like just ask random questions and what it's like to be here, or what you've seen here. Is that okay? Is it okay if I film it or no? I'm doing a story on the place. Yeah. You're cool with that? Thank you, man. So my name's Josh. I pretty much
look at
seen this place, and it's all run down, abandoned. But I noticed a lot of people are like living here and making a community out of it. So I was wondering, like, how did it start?
I guess it was an abandoned hotel, and people, it was a lot cheaper to save money by living here.
Yeah, I noticed that, and prices have been going up a lot since COVID and rent. So, and you got this like super cool bike.
Thank you.
So it's like you guys get to just stay here for free. You save money, and that's so sick.
Yeah.
I noticed your bike. I was like, "Whoa, this is really sick. This guy has a sick bike out here."
Yeah. We try to keep it clean and try to keep things nice, We get deal with we got a generator for electric.
Okay. I hear the generator going
all the time.
That is so cool. Wait, so is there like AC in there?
There's no AC. We have 2 fans going.
2 fans? How many people are living here?
In this whole community?
Yeah.
Just in my place.
Well, how about your place and the community?
My girl lives here.
Okay. And then what about around?
There has to be at least 30 people.
Wow. Okay. I know there's a guy and they have a dog on that one. Yeah. Are they friendly?
Yeah, we go. Oh yeah.
Everyone's friendly here?
Most of the time. I mean, they don't. If you get past people taking from each other.
Okay.
They steal. And if you want something to drink, I'll give it to you. Don't take it.
Okay, that makes sense. I like how you guys set this one up. You guys turned it like it was wide open, right? You guys took signs and billboards and.
Yeah, we screened it in. We keep it really nice on the inside.
I really like that. Would you be able to show me? Is that okay? Yeah, you cool with that?
$20, you're in.
I got you. Here you go.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. You think they're cool with me in there? Or give me a heads up before I go in.
Hey, babe.
It's okay?
I did this once.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
tell you in a minute.
Before we get right back in today's video,
Oh.
I'd like to thank today's sponsor, you guys.
So in case you guys were wondering how I kind of started, to be honest with you guys, I started right when COVID happened. And me and Common Sense Conservative, we was doing shows at his place, kind of like what I'm doing now. And we had this idea, like, let's go start to interview homeless people in Portland. And we did. We actually did. And I wish I could find the documentary. And we actually went inside homeless tents and encampments. It was crazy, and did basically what this person here is doing. We actually did that. No, he had legs the whole time. He had legs the whole time. But that's what we started doing, and so it's crazy to go in some of these places. Exploring crew. So yeah, it's crazy. It's very interesting.
Me and the brand. Guys, if you never checked out my Patreon, you never checked.
The last time you That's somebody else's like.
How you doing?
I'll try to
Oh,
find
no, I
it,
don't.
guys.
I'll blur. I won't show you. Promise.
Wow, listen, look at that. They do have it.
No,
kind of,
it couldn't have been me.
That's not bad.
I don't think it was me.
Look at that. That's not bad for to be homeless. Or I mean, honestly, that's not bad.
Yeah, the graffiti. No. Well, you could paint, I guess, if you really wanted to, right? Wow.
It's not bad, you guys.
Diss them like that, you know? What
Yeah. No, I get it. You
I mean? I say diss. I don't know what you get.
No, I say this too. We say this. I'm from Boston, so
Me too.
oh, that's so
Massachusetts,
cool.
Worcester County.
That is so awesome. Yeah, no, this is the best one. For sure. Yeah, you guys you even got the carpets. Good job, dude. I love this. I really love this. This is so awesome.
It's not bad, you guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a little bit of a mess right now because I'm a little under the weather.
Oh no, you're fine. Wow, you got the power.
Got a generator.
Wow, this is so actually cool how you guys like created that space.
My little family.
Can I see?
Of course.
So
Oh, you got the Smurfs or the Simpsons?
So the Simpsons, Ralph,
Do it,
Marriott,
I have homies
Smurfette,
off
you know,
grid.
they became king and queen.
Sure.
Right?
I'd try it.
Yeah.
They
Definitely go
adopted
there.
a bunch of kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they had their own.
That is so crazy.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Dang.
What was that?
Wicked.
He said,
Oh, what? Oh, heck yeah. It's the art, man.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's wicked. Oh, what?
Hold on.
Oh, heck yeah.
Smurfette, you know, they became king and queen.
What was that? Was that
Yeah.
needles?
They adopted a bunch of kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they had their own.
That is so crazy.
Oh, it is needles, isn't it? Yep. Syringes. You see them? Yep. Right there. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my God, he's stuck.
I like that sound effect.
Dang.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's really
Sounds like
that's
DJ
wicked.
Khaled.
Oh, what? Oh, heck yeah. It's the art, man.
And
That's so cool.
this is my Yoda. Who's,
Oh, I like the chain on Yoda.
he's a gangster.
Yeah, thuggin'.
Yeah. He's
Heck yeah.
He's got his bling bling, and you know, Big Bird's always in the cut.
There's a lot of
Thank
thugging
you.
going on today.
Yeah, yeah, it's so cool. What's it like for you to live here? Like, what's it like?
Traumatizing.
Is it? How is it at night here?
Stop everything me. You're gonna have to edit that out.
I got you. So, what's it like to live here? Like at night, or do you feel danger? Do you feel in danger here?
No, but I can understand how people get scared. This is an
Okay.
entity. This is not a place.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's been up and running for so long that I think it's its own energy,
Wow.
and that's real.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Listen, God is number one.
She wanted the camera
but
down.
There is energy out there,
100%.
and energy lives off of energy,
Right.
and this has become an energy infused place.
Okay.
And it moves,
Yeah.
it breathes. It's alive.
It's alive.
And
You
I'm
get-
not crazy. I'm not.
No, I
don't have.
no, I
you know,
understand.
I'm
You
an
guys are,
educated
you
woman.
guys,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to be like,
I trust you
"Ooh."
guys compared to the other people I've seen here. 100%. Yeah. Right. You guys are definitely welcoming compared to the others I've ran into.
We
to
have
be honest.
snacks,
Yeah.
so you guys want
Oh,
snacks.
thank you. I'm
Yeah, we have
okay.
snacks,
I'm trying to think if there's anything else since I got you here. Like I could have that. You have any questions? Like something? I like that mask.
Halloween.
I love that mask. It's almost Halloween, right?
If you leave it alone, they leave you alone.
Right.
That's right.
Oh, thank you. For real?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
No
that.
problem. You like it.
I thank you guys so much. You okay with that? Thank you. Thank you guys. This is the it couple. I'm supporting this one. Has cops ever came in here and wanted to kick anyone out? Like, has that ever happened?
They kick us out every time, but
What are they gonna do? Okay.
alone. They don't bother. They know we're not, you know,
Yeah, the cuckoos.
beating up the place.
Right.
They don't want nobody doing any bad things in here.
Yeah.
And they were doing bad things in here. People were doing really bad. They thought they were going to make their own laws in here and stuff.
That's yeah, like yeah, exactly. So there was an article I read 6 months ago that someone was shot and killed in the front entrance. Yes. Do you guys know what happened there?
No, but there's been
Yeah.
deaths here.
Yeah, you guys seen deaths here?
Not personally.
Okay, but you heard? Oh, you have?
No, I just heard.
Oh, you heard,
I
yeah.
heard the deaths.
They leave us alone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of OD.
OD and stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's sad.
Why is he fentanyl? So.
They're going to start fires and stuff.
Killed it off. You know, they had a lot of like needle
Anyway,
knowing what could have happened with my camera gear. And dude, like, people rob each other here. They throw fires. People do get shot in here. I know, you know, it's a lot nicer than probably what the news and the media makes it seem, but don't get me wrong. There are no rules here and there are no laws. I tried my best. We got a lot out of that. That was something I really wanted to do. In my opinion, not to ramble anymore, but I think that was the best people we could have ran into to interview out of the 30 people here in the best room. They got really creative. I was really, for other people that.
So anyway, this is what.
Holy shit. A whole scrapyard. Unbelievable.
Dang.
Holy crap. I did not notice any of this when I was last here. How you doing? We were doing a story here and we were talking. Oh, well, what did they? She was all right. She was, you know, she was like not welcoming. She was like, oh, careful about the dog. Yeah. Like, I don't really know, huh? What do you think? She didn't really want us there.
She didn't want us there at all.
She said she knew who I was. I don't think so either.
Crazy.
I don't know. Way to get out, but it says we still in this bitch. Clearly, everyone's still here, but let's take this way to get out. So as we did leave that interview,
how do you
the
know
other
you can get out
person
that
that
way?
in the trailer was like mean mugging us a little bit. So I was like, all right, I don't want to push my buttons here. Just want to see. And I was exploring. Hey, come in here so we can leave soon. And theme park, and it's completely gone and abandoned. But the fact is, that's how old this place is.
Wait,
They were.
is that the one I'm thinking
What is
of?
this one? Oh, this is the Medieval Times dinner show. That is still
That's so
here
dope.
right now.
I did that.
That is still going on.
That's so dope.
That is so awesome to see these. This whole thing was a rack of brochures.
Brochures.
That's the stuff I like. The memorabilia of going through stuff like this. Look at this. Wet and Wild. I think they changed the
Wet
name of this one,
Wild.
if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they call it Wet and Wild now.
They
I
don't.
could be wrong. So either way,
They don't.
still cool to see. And these are at least, I'm thinking, like over 10 years old. So yeah. All right, we're heading out. This was the front main entrance. We
There
are
was one
getting
more I
out of
saw.
here.
Hold on. There was
Videos on
one
this
more.
place.
it
But
is.
yeah, it's an old religious theme park.
Yes,
And it's
I went there
completely gone
too.
and abandoned.
I went
Lodging area.
on?
And this one
I
didn't
went
catch
there
me
in
like, oh my God, kind of thing.
2004, you
It
guys.
was this
What was it called? Oh my
Now, if you guys may know, this
Holy
place
Land,
is
I think.
completely gone now. This is called Holy Lands.
I went
Look
there
at
in
Holy Lands
2004.
brochure.
It's in Orlando.
You know, there's a lot of YouTube videos on this place. But yeah, it's
a
an
theme
old
park.
religious theme park, and it's completely gone and abandoned. But the fact is, that's how old this place is. They were advertising it from so long ago. What is this one? Oh, this is the Medieval Times dinner show. That is
That's
still here right
bizarre.
now. That is still going on.
That is
so
crazy.
awesome
Holy
to see
Land. Let's see if I
this.
can find that.
This whole thing was a
So-
rack.
Okay, you guys, Holy Land. So there's a couple things I gotta find. So this is like his stuff. Exploring with Josh. I want you guys help me get to 4.5 million subscribers, please. We have a long way to go. Area 51 footage. He travels around doing this, exploring Disney's abandoned theme park. I heard about that. I don't know where it's at. Abandoned ghost mansion. So the one he just came out with, okay, it was 2 days ago. The one I just showed you 2 days ago, it already has 300,000 views. When he did 8 days ago, abandoned ghost mansions of London, 110,000. They sent unwanted children here, 327. Exploring California's dead mall, Westminster Mall. Area 51 footage. So a lot of stuff. A lot of places. Abandoned Volcano Island. A lot of different stuff. Let me try to find the Holy Land thing. See if there is. I don't know if you guys remember that Holy Land experience. I think that was called. Yes, there it is. Holy Land experience. Holy Land experience. Yep. Oh, it got demolished. I went, like I said, I went there in 2004. 2004, I went to Holy Land Experience. So let's see a little bit about this.
At Universal Studios, the tourist destination instead. After graduating from Philadelphia College and over from their own living room, they launched
Zion's Hope.
The name was chosen from Psalm 53:6, 20,000 square foot conference center, and the development of an exit off Interstate 4. Rosenthal stated repeatedly that Zion's Hope was an evangelical, Bible-believing faith ministry with the goal to share the message that
Yep,
Jesus
that was in
was
there.
the
I remember
Messiah.
seeing that.
Some called the complex a worldwide center aimed at converting Jewish people to Christianity, and it began to draw criticism from local rabbis. These local rabbis stated that any attempt to lead Jewish people away from Judaism to some other faith
That's what they were
is a
trying
de
to do.
facto declaration that Judaism is a false
They were
faith.
trying to bring.
They stated the whole center was hurtful and insulting to the Jewish people of Orlando in
Yes.
1999.
So they were trying to bring.
That very same company would now create Orlando's newest themed experience. Those visiting Orlando to see
They were
Mickey,
trying to bring
ride the
people
movies,
from
or head under the sea now
Dr-
had a new option.
the
They could visit
Judea
Jesus
religion
at the
over to
Holy Land
Christianity.
experience, the place where the Bible was set to come to life. Granted,
Why did it get torn down?
A lot of people think of it as a theme.
back in time in an experience. The attraction was designed simply Breaking would commence in September 1999 with a planned autumn 2000 opening. After delays, 500,000 pounds of concrete were used. The Wilderness Tabernacle,
it was cool though to go.
recreated in three-quarter
It was very
scale,
cool.
was
They
home
had
to a
shows,
20-minute live show with an actor
I have it
portraying
all on
Aaron,
videotape,
the brother
actually.
of Moses, recreating priesthood rituals.
I forgot all
The
about
Temple
all
of the
that.
Great King was a 6-story replica of Herod's temple, which was built to house God's presence. It was recreated here at 1/2 scale. The 13 rounded steps out of the temple each day. Every Thursday night, the park also hosted a non-denominational free Bible study. He continued to state taxes.
I gotta
would
watch
take
this.
charge of it.
Sorry, I'm just going through it.
Bree. Well, another kids show. Here it is.
At certain times, those
Yeah, I remember him.
visitation of the park was full. The
Oh my
surge in
goodness,
visitors on the
guys.
free day in 2009 came
That's crazy. That is so crazy. So why did it get demolished though?
Some new video also coming in of Orlando's Holy Land experience. It is now being torn down. It closed in 2021. Advent Health proposed building a health complex in place of Holy Land. Back in February, they paid $32 million for that property. If you're wondering where Holy Land is, if you've not been there, it is right there at the same exit there on Conway where you exit to go to the Malt Millennia. Property, again, valued at $32 million.
Wonder
Real
what
estate
happened.
experts say there was a lot of competition to buy it.
I wonder what happened. Now I want to know.
As you drive an I-4, one landmark you can't miss is the Roman Colosseum. Naturally, we're talking about the one in Holy Land. Bit by bit, though, the religious theme park is now being torn down.
This week, crews are tackling the Colosseum, but in the
As classic landmarks of Holy Land, religious theme park. The Holy Land religious theme park. Controversial religious theme park.
Lazarus, come forth!
The Holy Land experience opened in 2002 and told the story of Jesus through the eyes of Christianity. And though it was revered by many, it was also mocked.
Yeah,
The
it
gift
was.
shop sold Holy Land fanny packs. Using bean bags, guests could hit the devil with their best shot.
Whenever you're going up and down I-4, you see Holy Land as you pass it, that giant Coliseum.
But hey, here we are.
Vincent Rodriguez lives in Orlando and
Kind of interesting.
out of curiosity, bought it. Holy Land experience lives on through YouTube.
It was a pretty interesting experience. Too. Definitely, I had been here in Orlando for.
Make a profit, the gates closed. The buildings seemed frozen in time until the building gates closed.
I had been here in Orlando for so long.
But eventually, no longer able to make a profit, the gates closed. The buildings
Gotta make a
seemed
profit, that's
frozen in
weird.
time until they started coming down. So why couldn't the religious
Yeah.
theme park make it in the motherland of theme parks?
You have to be successful 365 days a year.
Theme park expert Abe Pazam says in many ways, it just didn't fit in.
It's not compatible with Disney, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, or any of the other.
Some new
That's
video
crazy.
also coming in of Orlando's Holy Land experience. It
That's
is
crazy.
now being torn down.
Oh, Holy Land. is this? Why? Who fired Michigan football coach Sharon Moore faces sentencing? Why? About what? What'd he do? What'd he do? What am I not knowing about? Hmm. Just looking for stuff, guys. I'm looking for stuff. I'm trying to find the one I was telling you about. Just looking for stuff. Look at this. Let me see if I can.
And cancel me for facts because you're mad and weak. I don't care if you mad.
Can't play that. Can't play that because the music. Because the music. Videos. Let me see. I wonder if he has it in here. Wonder if he has it in here 5 months. Go. What is this at? 5 months ago. Back. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Let me see if I can find the video I'm telling you guys about. Might be able to find it, might not. About the homeless. The one I was telling you guys about. Maybe. Maybe. No.
The video you're about to see is part of a tribute that I am doing for the independent journalist known as Villain Phoenix, to film form for people to really understand who.
That's not it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. I'm looking. You guys remember when KTU was attacked? I do. It might be on there so much. He had a lot of stuff. Actually, let me just text him. I want to text him right now. I'm going to text him and see. Up on your channel. There was so much stuff that, goodness gracious, there was so much that we did. Where was that one at? Memorial Cruise for Detective. I remember that. I remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Joe Kent. Joe Kent. Dismantling Antifa narrative. Remember this too. Goodness, there was so much stuff that we did. So much stuff that we did. There is, where's it at? Street preachers come to Biden's inauguration. Yeah, we did go there. So much, you guys. There's so much stuff. Oh, man. Oh, wow. There's so much. There's so much. So much.
So I'm not going to end the stream yet, apparently. I'm going to go ahead and keep it going for a little bit.
2020.
You have a good Thanksgiving? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Hey, Joey's got one of those things on his arm, man. That little pedophile thing there on your arm.
Is that what that is?
Ooh, that was close.
Oh, boy.
Some balls, you fucking pussy. Have some fucking balls.
Oh, that's the dude that killed Jay. Right there. That's the dude that killed Jay, you guys. The name.
Then I can see the real you, yeah?
You're good. I can get taken out with you, kid. That's you, huh? Pedophiles, FP, Bill Group. Oh, I don't need to, huh? Yeah.
Do something, dude.
No, leave him
Well,
be.
fuck you then. Think about it.
What?
I might get in someone else's face, okay?
All right.
Copy that.
Do your thing. Copy that, soldier, right? I mean, I don't agree with your church here, but you know, it's a different thing.
I forgot what
I might guess what?
And I didn't do anything.
Think about it. I know I will, yeah?
Gotta be even. He wasn't doing nothing, man. Why? It's a fucking free country.
Get in someone else's face, okay?
All right.
Copy that.
Do your thing. Copy that, soldier, right? Come on over.
He started rolling up the flag. But dude, you gotta show the traffic.
drove 40 hours, 40 fucking minutes to have a conversation with you, dude. You better speak to me. Fucker was a bitch.
Okay, Paul, that was it. That'll do, Paul.
Oh man,
Fucking Paul.
there was a wild hat there. Goodness gracious.
Like you motherfucker, taking our fucking town back. Give me that shit. Hit him with this hammer.
I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but he just tried getting the dude's hammer.
Like that, feel that flag in your face that you burn.
Like this shit. Expect it every fucking time. Never come down here.
So the reason why he's being like harassed, he came up there with the guy's name that killed Jay back in 2020 after the caravan that we did that night. That's what's on the big old billboard. My goodness, 2020 was off the hook. 2020.
Down here.
That's an awesome hat. Officers tell me to back up.
You stay down.
Back up. Come on. Hey guys, back off from him right now. Back up. Come on.
You stay down here.
Back up. Back away. Hey. Back up. Take him out.
Yeah, Michael, that's the guy that
He's graffitiing monuments up there.
Okay, look, you're pushing the issue. Yes, sir. Okay, you stay out of your fucking face. Yes, sir. You understand? Yes, sir. Good. If you do that, you're not going to be in trouble. All right? I gave him a little bit of words of wisdom as well. Okay? Thank you. He's not very smart today. Okay? But stay away from him. Yes, sir. That's because he's sipping on his juice box.
I still need it out here. We appreciate you being out here.
that's when I had my MAGA hat. That's when I was geeked out mega. Geeked out mega. My goodness gracious, so much stuff. That I was trying to find the one, but I can't. Homeless stuff. So far back, but anywho. Let's I'll look for some stuff while I'm off. I'll look for some stuff while I'm off. See if there's anything else going on. There is really like no news at all right now. I mean, people are still talking about DoorDash grandma yesterday. Oh, so it was a skit. That's why she had the lapel mic thing on. Okay. Here's the whole thing of that. Makes sense. Makes sense. It was a whole commercial. What? It was a whole commercial. No, wonder why it was so.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you. I have your DoorDash order for you, Mr. President.
Oh, that's very nice. Look at this. The reason for this is the fact that I heard you picked up an extra $11,000 because the tax bill was so
Sponsored
big.
by DoorDash.
Refund was the
Oh,
biggest
yo,
ever.
yo.
Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, I saved over $11,000.
It's really, you know, we call it the great big beautiful bill. We should call it the great big beautiful tax cut bill because it's tremendous amounts of money.
And are the White House good tippers? Do you know?
Wait.
Potentially. Yes, very.
And I especially want to thank you for being here.
Well, I want
Hey,
to
you wanna
thank
come in?
you for the no tax on tips.
it has helped my family out immensely, and I definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Come on, man. Come on. Oh, it was such that was probably one of the best press conferences yesterday. That's crazy. Tucker is trying to rally behind the Muslims loving Jesus. Don't know about that. They have respect for him. They have respect, but not. Yeah. I'm gonna check a couple of things. If there's nothing, then I'm gonna get off for a while, and I'm gonna look for some stuff, and then come back on probably later. 24 minutes ago, Italy PM suspends military cooperation and defense agreement with Israel. Ooh. Flyover on video over beach in Pensacola, Florida. Angels and Thunderbirds together. When do you ever see that? That's pretty dope. You never see angels and Thunderbirds together. I don't know that. That's dope. That is dope.
What the?
That's crazy.
What the?
Oil pressing happening at 2? There's nothing that I am seeing on any of the like AP has nothing coming up. Israel comes to a standstill as sirens blare, marking Holocaust Memorial Day. That's on Israel News right now. AP has nothing coming up. There's no live. There's nothing scheduled for a live for AP regarding oil price. Another person has vanished. Where's this breaking at? Let me see. Reuters has nothing either that's scheduled to be coming up. That's live. Nope. Nothing that's waiting to appear on Reuters. Go back to X. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing pressing. Fifth woman, sirens sounding in Israel's Upper Galilee region. That was 12 hours ago. Let me see what else. Scientists, check your messages. 10 scientists. Let's see. Another individual connected to top secret U.S. nuclear research has vanished without a trace, Daily Mail reports. This is now the 10th person connected to the top secret U.S. nuclear research to go missing or die mysteriously. What in the world is going on? 10 scientists tied to NASA fusion. It's 4 hours ago. Let me just look at it on here. Research. Remarks. There it is. Missing nuclear official becomes what? The what? The what? What? The what? The what? Another, was that it there? Another person. When will there be a public attention to this? Could they be working for an enemy, kidnapped, paid to work against us? Could this be the largest threat to us right now? It seems so. Please address. And no one's talking about it. These are the people who've gone missing, huh? All in 2025 and 20. Okay, so 23, 24, 25. 4 people in, no, 6 people in 25. 2 people as of now in 26. So 5 have died. 5 are missing. What in the world? That is strange and awkward. That is. I don't care. That's weird. And somehow it's tied to they all work for like nuclear stuff and NASA. Like, look at that. NASA, National Laboratory, NASA. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 4 or 5 people part of NASA. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Hmm. Just trying to see what's going on. That was there's one more thing I wanted to show. Where was it? No, I'll wait till later. All right, you guys. I'm gonna get off of here for a bit. If anything does pop off, any like speed, thing in California, any high speed chases or anything like that, I'll jump back on. But I'm not seeing anything really pressing at the moment. So I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll come back on a little bit later. All right. Until then, God bless. And I'll catch you guys later.